Hi guys, it's Teresa, and today the video will be about who's on my holiday decorations that were featured in my previous video. So it's a little bit of a background story about each and every one of them. First of all, I already had these decorations done a few years ago with my dogs, but the paper the photos were printed on got somewhat ruined, so I decided to remake them. While I was remaking them, I decided to add the new pets, the cats, to the set. I also thought I could do a video about it since the first time I published it on my Instagram and Facebook. It sparked a lot of curiosity, and I thought, why not? This could be a very cute video, very cute holiday video. So because I prefer to have more personal decorations, because to me December is the month of the family. It's the month of love, the month of sharing, the month of good food, and warm and cozy clothes. The animals on the video are all mine except for one, but she's important to me, so I wanted to include her. I'll list them in a chronological order. The first one is Diana, or Diana. She was our first family dog. I've met her when I was around 3 years old, and she taught me everything there was to, not everything, but first contacts with dogs. I've learned a really whole lot with her, mostly about love and stubbornness, because she pressured the family into officially adopting her. She was a really smart dog, but I won't get much into that story because it's a very long one. And she sadly didn't survive cancer in one of her back legs. She was already an elderly dog. We tried everything we could, but at the end we couldn't save her from it. Next is Tomás. He passed on November 2014 at the young age of 8. His death was one that shocked me to my core, as it was sudden and very traumatic to me. He had a stroke in the middle of the night, and he went into a coma. He was too young to die such terrible death, and caught everyone by surprise in the family. It was after his death that I made the first decoration. He was my first bubble in the tree. He's my bright shining star, my little boy. After Tomás is Dot. She passed on March 2017 with 17 years of age, and once again it was a tragic and unexpected death, and my heart was just starting to mend from Tomás when she passed, and I felt my whole body, soul, heart shook, falling deep down into the underground. She was the sweetest, most gentle dog anyone could have ever met. We used to say she had a human soul because of the way she looked deep in the eyes. My parents took her and her sister out of the streets on a rainy day, and they were instantly part of the family, even if my parents' initial plan was to let them to the shelter to handle, because we weren't expecting more dogs, since we already had Diana back then. Next one is Didi. She passed on November 2017 at the age of 18 years old, and she started to get sick a few months after her sister passed. She had an emergency surgery on August 2017 because her heart was filled with liquid, and it was making it hard for her to breathe, and was for the heart to beat. It was pressing the lungs at the same time. She got very lucky, because I was very attentive to her signs, and I noticed she was breathing differently, she was coughing, so to clear my conscience, I took her to the vet just in case. She immediately stayed overnight to have the surgery as soon as they could, and they took a little over 400 millimeters of fluid from her heart. They were astonished how she was still alive, since her heart was three times the normal size for what it was supposed to be, and it was barely beating. So it was a miracle she was even alive to begin with. From then on, she was a ticking time bomb. We were warned about it because her heart was weaker. She lived the next few months with constant 24-hour care, and I was taking care of her every minute of every day. She had cognitive dysfunction syndrome. She was lost inside the only home she knew her whole life. After Didi, there's Dunga. Dunga passed on the 21st of October on Hallows Eve 2018 when she was 15 years old. She started getting sick during the summer, and on a visit to the vet they found out she had a mass near her kidney, and it had already started to metastasize, so there wasn't any treatment, surgery, nothing they could do for her. She did a few treatments to help with her renal failure and keep her pain-free. She had to take pills during the day, she did fluid therapy, and her veterinary said putting her down was a rushed decision to take since she was constantly showing signs of wanting to be alive. She was happy, she was full of life, she was eager to play, to go for walks. She was a happy dog, and only near the end she started to show signs of giving up, of slowing down. That's why we gave her medicine to help her instead of putting her down right away. Her last days she was wearing diapers and I had to hand feed her because the renal failure took her appetite away. And I constantly looked her in the eyes waiting for that spark to go out, for her to tell me it was time to let her go. Till eventually it did. 15 years and 7 months of having her in my life, and she had parted ways with me. My last dog. I think this was the most helpless I've ever felt in my whole life. My last dog parting ways with me. So next is Olivia the cat. She was born on top of my father's Jeep on April the 6th, 2018. She shared a few good moments with Dunga, trying to play with her but being too scared to do so because Dunga was a giant next to her. She's a little devil cat, very playful, very bossy at the same time. She will have many years with us, mostly because my mom laughs a lot with her silly cat manners. We aren't used to cats, so everything is new. Everything is fun, everything is amazing, it's a discovery. Lastly but not least is Francisca. Francisca, I don't know her birthday or how old she is. Since she was abandoned on my street, she's a street cat, she lives in the street. She's a black panther, as I like to call her, and she's the sweetest, most loving cat I know. I can open the garden gate and she'll come running towards me, meowing desperately along the way. She'll ask for belly rubs and all sort of cuddles, purring so loud that my heart just melts. It's just the best thing to arrive home after a long, stressful day and have her there waiting for me to pick her up and give her a snuggly kiss on the head. That's basically all of them. The video is probably way longer than it should be or what I wanted it to be. I've left a lot of things unsaid because there are so many good things to say about my pets. As you can see, when I start to talk about pets, I talk a lot, so I'm stopping myself from talking too much, or else this would be a video with hours and hours on end. I'm sorry if the video is too long. I hope you have enjoyed getting to know the story behind each decoration and each pet I've shown on the previous video. And I hope to see you on the next one. Bye!